So it looks like this. We're just going to inhale our hips up, inhale our arms up, and then exhale, bring everything back down. Inhaling the energy up, bringing the hands overhead. Exhale, drawing the energy down. Now, keep doing that. And I'm going to invite you, you do not have to, I think you're on mute, but I'm going to invite you to bring in the seed sound, the bija mantra for this particular chakra. So last time we did the chakra bija mantra, lam. And now this one is actually, it's VAM, but it sounds more like vom, vom, vom. So you're going to inhale up, vom, and exhale down, and inhale, vom, and exhale down. Keep going, inhaling and imagining that this sound is penetrating and deeply changing things at a cellular level, at an energetic level. Just two more, just like this. Vum. Vum. Bring your hands to either side. Just notice what you're noticing. And then allow yourself to roll over onto your bellies. And you're going to come into a baby cobra. Your elbows are going to be stacked underneath your shoulders. The tops of your feet are going to be pressing into the floor. And you're going to feel a lengthening around the navel. Now your navel might also be pressing into the floor. Your pelvis might feel a little bit like it's moving towards the floor. But there's also this lengthening up along the navel, up through between the breastbones, all the way to the throat. As you're sitting here, roll the shoulders back. Feel rooted in this. Press a little energy into the hands to release any pressure off the shoulders. And also just start to relax a little bit into the pose. Try not to force it. Try to find some peace. Good. And then exhale, bring one cheek to the ground, bring the hands to either side of the hips and shake those hips. And just invite a release. Good. Now let's push ourselves into tabletop position. Your wrists are stacked under your shoulders. Your knees are stacked under your hips. Press into the fingertips. If your wrists are very fragile or they are already straining, you can come onto fists, okay? Or even if you needed to come onto the forearms. But what we're doing here is we're going to inhale into our cow, exhale into cat, just to get that pelvic tilt and articulation through the spine. So inhale, exhale. All right, so we're going to add our bija mantra and then do that a few times before we move into our next pose. So on your next inhale into cow, you're going to go Vom. Exhale, Vom. Inhale, Vom. Exhale, Vom. Inhale, Vom. Keep going. Vroom. Just a couple more, just like this at your own pace. And then settle back to center. So now we're going to do one of my favorite things. We're going to rotate our hips. So go figure, we're including the hips. So what this looks like is when you're in table, you're balanced and you're centered, but you're going to go off to the side, okay? Kind of like you're wagging your tail. And when you go off to the side, you're going to start to push yourself back and come into a circle, and then come the other direction. Come a little forward and go around. So you really are circling here. It can feel really nice in the hips and the thighs. You might notice things happening in your glutes. Just allow yourself to circle. Close the eyes and feel the energy. You can slow down. There might be a spot where you're like, oh, I just want to stay here. So stay there. Two more in this direction. And then when you're ready, coming back to center and moving your hips in the other direction, circling around, taking your time, feeling into the places that feel best, that need that love and attention and connection. Keep going. I'm just going to add a little note here. If for some reason your knees are not loving this directly on your yoga mat, you can always take your blanket or fold your mat so that you have a little extra cushion for your knees. Just a few more times through in this circle. And back to center. We're going to do a little salute called the C salute. I'm going to do my best to see if you can get the top, a little more of the top of me. Okay. So kind of centered here. That's okay. So you're going to ground down through the four corners of your feet. And you're going to draw that energy up just like we did before, getting into that ground, allowing that stability to come forward. Then you're going to sweep your arms up overhead, and I'm just going to bend or come down so you can see this. You're going to sweep your arms overhead. You're going to interlace your fingers, keeping the index fingers out. And then you're going to gently give yourself a mini back bend and come back and sweep all the way down into Uttanasana, forward fold. Hands are on the floor, knees are bent. Okay, so we started in our Uttanasana, we swept up, then we exhaled and came down into Uttanasana. Inhale, step your right leg along behind you, drop the knee, breathe into the front of that right hip, hands on either side of the foot. Allow yourself to draw energy up through the inner thighs and draw energy down the outer thighs. Inhale to prepare. And exhale, step yourself into plank pose for just a moment. Inhale, hold, and then exhale, drop your knees. And then you're going to bend the elbows as though you're about to kiss the floor. So your chest is coming down. So you're just going to bend those elbows. Inhale, come forward into your little baby cobra here. And then exhale into down dog. Pedal it out, draw the navel to the spine on the exhales, allowing yourself to feel good in your body. On your next inhale, prepare by lifting your right leg up and swinging it forward and dropping the left knee. Okay, hands on either side of the foot. Draw the energy up through the inner thighs. Trying to have like a lightness in your fingertips. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, step forward into your forward fold, your Uttanasana. Inhale, sweep yourself all the way back up to standing. Interlace those fingers, index fingers pointed out. Maybe exhale with a mini back bend. Don't overdo this. And then exhale, bring the hands to your heart and hands to either side. Good. We're going to do this as well on the left. Okay? We'll just take it one step at a time. Inhale the arms up. Interlace those fingers, index pointing up. Mini back bend maybe. Exhale, fold forward, bend the knees, plant the hands on the floor. Let the head hang, enjoy it here for a moment. And then on your inhale, step your left leg back this time. Drop the knee. Hands on either side of the right foot. Draw the energy up through the inner thighs. Pushing down through the outer thighs, feeling the strength. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, step into a plank. Inhale. And then exhale, drop the knees, bend the elbows. You keep the elbows in, and as though you're going to kiss the floor, and then pushing forward, drawing the elbows back so that the shoulder blades go back into your mini Cobra pose. Exhale into down dog. Pedal it out if you like. Give yourself a few moments. Inhale to prepare. And then lift your left leg this time. Sweep it all the way forward. Drop the right knee. Feeling into this nice low lunge on the left. Pressing and then pulling and then doing all the engagement in the ground level, right? With the soles of the feet, all the way up the legs. Inhaling to prepare. Exhaling, stepping forward into your forward fold. Keep the knees bent. Hands on the floor. When you're ready, inhale, sweep yourself up all the way. Interlace those fingers, index fingers pointed out. Maybe allowing for a little mini back bend, maybe not. Exhale your hands to heart. Coming into mountain. Hands on either side. Fantastic. Good job. So now we're going to just step into our warrior. So I'm going to have you take your right foot, step it back as long as you can, like as far as you can that feels comfortable. Now, imagine you have a line down the center of your mat so that each foot has its own lane, okay? You want to allow there to be some room, okay? So then when it's easier to have the hips facing the direction you need them to be, okay? So they're facing, for me, they're facing forward. My knee, you can kind of see here, is bent at a 90-degree angle. And now your arms, you have some choices. We are going to check in with your shoulders. You can sweep your arms up, just like you've seen on countless yoga covers on magazines. Otherwise, you can come out into goalpost arms, looks like this, or you can come into airplane arms. Some people, it's just best to leave your hands at your hips. Now, all the while with all that talking, you should be pulling up the energy from the ground, feeling it come up through the inner thighs, pushing the energy down the outer thighs, feeling into that strength. Fantastic. Now you're going to push your knee up, standing a little bit. So you have a minor bend in the front knee. You're going to tilt your left foot in and come to center. Okay, good job. So now we are going to have our toes pointed out just slightly and bend our knees. We're coming into a pose called goddess pose. So you can come as far down as it feels safe to do so. You should really be feeling the energy in the inner thighs here. And what you should notice is that sometimes your knees want to drop forward. You have to resist that urge by pressing the inner thighs towards the outer thighs and grounding down and rooting in. So goddess pose, we've got this open area right at the root, and the second chakra is open. And you bring your arms up into those goalpost arms and you hang out here, resisting the urge to fall forward with those knees. Really draw them back. Lean into your navel to help you with your strength. Every single exhale, press the belly towards the spine. Couple more breaths just like this. Fantastic. One more time. Now inhale, draw yourself up, micro bend in the knees. Okay. And now your arms are going to come out to a T. I'm going to tilt this even further. So your legs are out. Okay, and your arms are out to a T. You can't see my arms. But you're basically, the goal here is you're drawing everything up like you were before. There's a micro bend in your knees, but you're going to come onto the balls of your feet. So my arms are up in my T. So this would be if I was doing goddess, right? And there's the T. But here I'm doing star. Still have the arms out and coming onto the balls of my feet. So I'm looking for balance. If it's too much, then you just keep your heels down. Draw the energy up through the legs, pushing the energy down the legs, feeling yourself lengthening and coming back down. Good. Heel